Welcome, welcome, welcome. Something new, the Potent Podcast. I'm your boy Jay. Here with Trills. Trills, what up, man?
It's good, bro.
What's
Good
up?
to see you, man.
Yeah, man. Haven't seen you in forever, man.
Word.
When is the last time I have seen you? Are we talking about years now?
We're talking about
What, the Mayweather fight?
yeah, gotta be
Stop
that. Yeah.
playing, yo.
Yeah.
That was what? That's like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. What, when you fought McGregor, right?
Exactly.
That's crazy, bro. So, in this time of craziness, with this coronavirus and everything as well too, a lot of people have a lot of time on their hands like I do, and this is something that I've always wanted to jump in and do as a hip hop podcast, so this is something that we're starting out right now. We're gonna, try to grow, as long as we get the ball rolling, I feel like me and you, like, this is a good like, duo right here, like a good pairing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're all about the culture, and me, I try to keep up as best I can and everything as well too. And now I have more time on my hands than any to watch all these fucking IG battles and fucking FaceTime battles and shit. Like, yeah. Oh, what was the other one we didn't talk about? It was Scott Storch and and Manny Fresh. All right. So we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves and everything. So I'm gonna pass it to you real quick. Kind of introduce yourself to everybody, Trills, and then we'll pass it on to each other, and then we'll get started and shit.
All right. Well, go by the name Trilly Trills. Is Trills for short. And for a minute, I've just been working on all kinds of shit, writing all kinds of stuff. Been rapping for quite a while now, and same as you, just we came up in the culture, man, and studying it and watching it since we were kids, and it just makes complete sense to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, this, I've always gotten a lot of requests to like, hey, y'all should do this. Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like, it sounds good, but in the meantime of like work,
Right.
Family, all that stuff, it's tough, man. Like we barely have enough time to cut out the time that we have for whatever we're working on, whether that is, you know what I mean? Like, you're still doing music. I'm not doing music anymore, but
It's terrible. That's terrible.
so don't start. I knew you were gonna start peer pressuring me. I swear to God, I knew you were gonna start.
Look, I'm not going to keep drilling it and shit, being like, nigga, get back in the booth, get back in the booth. But right now, while we here on the time,
Might as well, right? Yeah, you're not wrong. Trust me, I get the itch all the time, especially when I hear some dope shit and I get inspired, which kind of, we're going to be talking about one certain album at this point or whatever right now. Like, I'm not going to give it away or anything like that, but when I hear shit like what we're about to be talking about, and sometimes other people like you, and I hear other people's music, I always feel that. I always feel it right here or whatever, where I'm like, fuck, man, or if I hear a dope-ass beat, and like I just start vibing, like where like I start thinking, you know the process. You start in your head, you already start writing the lyrics, you already start doing the bounce and everything, and then before you know it, if you have enough time, you got 25-30 minutes, you probably could, skeleton a whole verse. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bounces and everything, but then you fine tune the words and everything, and I get that all the time, man. I knew you were gonna bring that shit up, yo. I knew it. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely miss it, but yeah, I mean, we either way, one way or another, like, we're creators on, like, I took a little step away just so I could like jump into my sports bag or whatever, and I'm still in that right now, but the one thing that I will take from all this craziness is that there's a good time right now. Like, there's a lot of time to do everything. Like, you know what I mean? I could take care of, the sports shit, my football shit in the beginning, and then jump back into, exactly what I love. Like, this is a privileged time, like, and if you don't keep the mind nimble, idle time, is going to be the death of a lot of people, so.
100%.
But I mean, at the same time, there's that meme out there like, yo, if you don't walk out of this with something new, listen, people deal with things differently. Yo, don't stop trying to tell people what to do, man. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody wants to hold up and watch Netflix the entire time, let them be. You know what I mean? Like, people deal with things different.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's just that I think that people live by the internet shit too much. You know what I mean? Like those the perceptions and everything. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. We're already getting off the topic and everything. All right, so look, let's get into these battles then. Let's talk about these battles, man. All right, so which one do you want to start with first? We could. Well, you know what? We could talk about the Hit Boy and Boy Wonder one. I really liked that one. I thought that was really, really cool. Did you get a chance to check it out or check the replay?
I did. I caught as much of the replay as I could because I came into it kind of late, so I missed a little bit of it. But after I watched the replay, I mean,
and you sound undecided. I was about to ask you. I was about to just put you on the spot right off the rip and see who you thought was the winner.
Well, this is the thing, right? Is that like with all of these specific battles, nobody ever like laid out like the pure guidelines, right?
Or format. Thank you. Talk a little bit more about that because I thought the same thing, man. Keep going.
So, I mean, and I know that's tough to do because it's like blurred for certain people, right? But when we talking about the producers, that should be strictly a beat battle to me. Strictly a beat battle, right?
Why am I listening to someone else's lyrics on your shit? You know what I mean? Like that song's already a bop, whatever it is that you're playing or whatever. You know what I mean? And I agree with that 100%. Keep going because I know exactly where you're going, and I want you to keep on.
So, I know like people want to hear the songs, and that's part of the entertainment part of it, right? Is that we all want to sit here. We're going to play it loud in the crib. We're going to sing and dance to the song. So, all right, so the lyrics got to be put in there. But if we are trying to figure out who is the winner of a beat battle, I think we kind of have to separate shit in our minds and be like, all right, this can't be the winner specifically because they made more beats for my favorite artist or because they got the better placements. And
that leads me to, and we're just going to jump right into it. That leads me to Boy Wonder. Boy Wonder just ran off a bunch of Drake songs, which is not wrong. I don't want that misconstrued as me saying that that's wrong. It's just that Boy Wonder has worked with a monster right now this entire time where like anything that he puts out at this point is a smash, you know, and you right, and you've done a lot of that, you know what I mean? So you had that in the stash, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like myself, I'm not gonna speak for other people or anything like that. If I was in one of these battles, I was a producer, I would have shit that nobody's heard yet. You know, like some shit that I could throw out at people or whatever and hit them with and be like, damn, this shit is hard. When is this coming out or whatever? You know what I mean? We know those joints. You know, like, I'll say this too about Hit Boy and Boy Wonder. I was very surprised to learn which songs Boy Wonder actually did produce for other people.
Right.
Like, remember, I texted you explicitly during the battle. I did not know that Boy Wonder produced MMG Untouchable by Rick Ross.
Yeah.
That's a big record on that tape, which I love, and I had no idea until I heard it there. So I guess in a way that works because I would have never known. You know what I mean? If you didn't do all those things, but it's true though. Like when it comes to producers, I want to hear beats. We already know the lyrics to all these songs mostly. If it's gonna be artists, which we'll get into because there were down the line artists. If it's artists, then we want to hear but what I think your original point is true is about the format. You need to lay it out. Verse and a hook. Cut that shit off. Go to the next song.
Yeah.
Yo, dudes was like, run it back. And I'm like, this song's not even that good. and we'll talk about which battle I thought that was in. But so let me get you on record then. Hit Boy, Boy Wonder. Who took it? Because I feel like at the end, Hit Boy started to kick up, and I feel like a lot of people are learning real quick that songs don't matter. What matters is placement against records. You know what I mean? Like, you throw out a record, but I throw out a record that is similar to that in the same lane that is going to crush that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I saw in some of these battles, dudes were throwing out R&B smashes, and then, like, a dude would come back with, like, a hip-hop song. And I'm like, well, that's not fair to really judge. But but go ahead.
Before we don't have to jump too far, but that's what happened with fucking T-Pain. But we'll get to that.
T-Pain and Lil Jon.
It's not.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So you tell me who you think between Hit Boy and Boy Wonder took it.
Personally, right? That's what you're asking personally.
Yes, of course. I mean, that's all it is, right?
I'm giving it to Hit Boy personally, just because of the complexity of the beats. Like, Hit Boy went everywhere with it. And it was like a different beat for all kinds of shit. I mean, dropping, and this is another thing, is it came down to people being like, oh, this ain't it. And they were saying this ain't it because they don't like the music. When he played The Blinding off JLX album.
Everybody got nuts, right?
Bro. Like, it's insane to have that and have the Beyonce record. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But people were like, I don't know about this one because it's a slower record.
Well, and the younger crowd doesn't connect with that.
Right. So again, at that point, we're judging popularity of the songs, not the production.
I don't like that. That's not fair. Because if you give some of those beats that Boy Wonder gave to Drake, they might not be the smashes that they are. If that makes any sense. I mean, just because at least Drake knows where to take records. You know what I mean? Guys will do okay over records. It'll be the best song on their album. They just won't hit Drake heights because of who he is.
I mean, Drake's a different animal, bro.
Correct. Yeah.
So personally, for me, I go with Hit Boy because of that.
I mean, you're not wrong. And I think you kind of just swayed me a little bit towards it because, like you said, you know, Boy Wonder had those songs that surprised me, but he played a whole Drake concert pretty much at the whole shit or whatever. On the other side, Hit Boy, like you said, played the JLX and J, the Blinding. He was sitting on sicko mode that whole time, like you know what I mean? Like I was just like, what are you doing, dude? Yo, he didn't even play From the Throne.
Right.
Yeah, like he's holding that. You know what I mean? And then to me, the hardest record of the night is the Big Sean and Nipsey joint. That shit went crazy. And I think that speaks to more what you said about the versatility.
Right.
So in a way, you're absolutely right, and I agree with you. And you swung me because I was like waiting to hear what you were gonna say, and then I was just like, I had, you know, like what I was gonna say. But you're right though, because Hit Boy's produced, like you said, he pulled out the Beyoncés, he's pulled out, you know, the Jay-Z songs, the Travis songs, you know, he pulled out that Big Sean, and that Big Sean was there in the studio, and I agree with Boy Wonder, that's kind of not fair. But that was the joint that when I went back and I watched it on replay, that I went back and I was like on YouTube, I was that guy that was just like scrubbing back like a minute or whatever to go back and hear it again, you know, and granted, I mean, because nobody knows our musical stances because it's our first, you know. I'm not the biggest Nipsey fan as far as music goes. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna knock, you know, the impact because you see it all around and everything. I'm not talking about that. It's probably more because I haven't listened to Nipsey as much, even after his you know untimely passing. Like it's just I've never really listened to him. I've never really got. I know he has dope songs. I've heard dope songs from him. You know, I've just never really listened to his shit. So when I say I'm not a fan, it doesn't mean I don't like his music. I haven't heard it.
Right.
That's just me, though.
That's kind of like a general consensus. I think a lot of people pulled up on the Nip train after, and that's fine because why the fuck not?
Right.
I mean, that's a common thing for artists anyway.
Of course.
People find you, no matter what the medium is, too. I mean,
of course,
people are going back to everybody that dies, and that's just how we operate.
Right.
Doesn't make the artist less dope or anything like that. So.
No, you're right. But I got Hit Boy, so we got Hit Boy. We both got the same person on this one.
Yeah.
Boy Wonder's got some shit though, man. I swear to God, like it was really fun, like to watch these things on IG Live because it's like, man, you know, like we're already holed up. Like it's good to like see, like you know what it was. What that was really really intriguing to me about this is that we've seen the Timbo and Swiss. We've seen Swiss and Kanye at Summer Jam. We've seen the older dudes clash. We haven't seen the younger dudes clash. And that's really what I was intrigued about, is the younger dudes who make beats, how are they going to go at it? And that's really what I was looking at on that one.
Yeah, that was dope.
All right. What's the next one? You got to lead me because there was like 35 of these shits.
Yeah, like it was too many, man. Like,
Did you watch the Sean Garrett and Dream one? Let's go to that one because I feel like that one's a lot more interesting.
that one's interesting because
Sean Garrett was lit as fuck.
Of Sean Garrett, bro. And I'm still on the fence with it. Like, I'm like, yo, was this nigga drunk? Like,
is it drugs? Because I thought it was something. I just want to please tell me that you watched enough of it. Because you know what? I don't want to feel too bad that I watched all of it or whatever, pretty much. But there was a point, where he was on the live waiting for the Dream to pull up. Because I think IG cut you off after like an hour.
yeah.
Because nobody needs to be on live past an hour. PSA.
Right.
And this is like for almost anybody.
Fact.
I got normal people on my Instagram trails that are going live, and this shit is like infuriating me because I'm like you are not at any event at this point. What are we looking at? Like, why are we doing this?
During quarantine, bro, I clicked on so many lives by mistake, bro. I just be getting the fuck out of there. Like,
Yo, it'd be the Grandpa Simpson gift. He walk in, he walks right back out.
word.
No, so, God, what were we talking about? All right, Sean Garrett. So, yeah, Sean Garrett, there's a point in this shit where he gets a phone call. I don't know who it's from. People are speculating in the comments. And he's like, yo, he's like, what's up, man? He's like, nah, I'm good. Because, no, you know what the first question is, yo, like, what's good with you?
Yeah. They like, yo, what you on, my nigga?
Yo, I wish somebody else saw that. I hope somebody else saw that. Please.
Somebody had to see it.
Yeah, all right. So, let's just get into the specifics of it. Look, off the rip, I'm going to just, keep it a buck. I wasn't aware of how much Sean Garrett had written or how many things he was involved in. So, off the top of my head, when I hear Sean Garrett versus The Dream, I'm like, oh, The Dream got this on a landslide watch. While I feel like The Dream won, I'll just go out and say that.
Right.
I did not know how many joints Sean Garrett has done, has written, has contributed to that are big records in the culture. I really had no idea. So did someone come out the victor? Yes. Did someone else come out also improving themselves as far as in the brains of, I'm not gonna say casuals or just people that weren't aware? Sometimes you move in silence so much you're not, in the video, you're not out here promoting it and everything. I had no idea, man. He told a story and said that he wrote Yeah for Usher, gave it to him, and he was like, you trying to ruin my career? And Sean was like, I'm trying to fucking take you to the next level. And you know what I'm saying? Imagine passing up on that record. I didn't know that. So I walked away more impressed. I walked away impressed with Sean Garrett.
Yeah.
The Dream conducted himself in a better way. He was calm, cool, you know what I mean, in his bag, and you forget how many songs The Dream has. You forget. It was crazy, man. And then he was not playing fair. I feel like he wasn't playing fair when he pulled out that J Elect and J song.
Shiny Suit?
Yeah, no, not Shiny Suit. The other one, We Gonna See. I was like, oh, come on, man. I was like, bro. And Sean Garrett was like, oh, so you playing shit? I'm like, yeah, this shit is from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I had a Dream in the victory. Sean Garrett just looked like he was just on one. He was you know what I'm saying? But I'm not mad at him for that. If you just, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're doing shit responsibly. If you're good or whatever, you know what I mean? Cool, do your thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I gotta say about Sean Garrett is there were a couple times though, Dream pulled out his Beyonce song, Sean pulled out his, and I prefer the Sean Garrett Beyonce song.
So would you go as close to saying that Sean won then?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, because Dream just it's just too much.
Right.
It's, again, man, the dexterity is just the sheer volume of what the Dream can do is crazy. I feel like
he's just been... No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
But there were a couple of those times, and that was impressive. The Dream did this for Jamie Foxx. I think it was Blame It. But Sean Garrett did DJ Play a Love Song, and that kind of kills Blame It to me.
But that's again, that's song against song.
Right.
Like, so he plays that and you play that, you know, but it's got to be judged in that context of like both those songs.
Right. So that was impressive. I think Sean Garrett came off by impressing more people than he probably thought he would have. Because,
like I said,
people to school on who he is.
I walked away impressed. That's me. I walked away more impressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was looking too close into the camera and making those weird faces and shit. But like, I was so mad too. I'm like, yo, I'm looking at this shit on my phone, man. I just want to hear some music, man. Look, whatever. He was like having fun or whatever, you know. But yeah, you know, like I feel like I walked away the same way. Like, I walked away a little bit more impressed, not knowing, you know. It starts to get tough because I feel like the Dream is in good spots. The Dream does all his own records, you know, because he was like staying away from his own songs. Yeah. But then he's like, he wrote No Church in the Wild. He wrote like all these other. He wrote these songs for Mariah and shit, and I'm just like, yeah, like, and like, you know what's the other thing, and I hope that if I could leave anybody with anything out of all this is just like, if you're not able to recognize that a song is good or great, even if you don't like it,
right?
Then I'm nervous about that because I don't like that Mariah record,
right?
But do I understand that it's a good record because so many people like it? That's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not for me, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good record. You know what I mean?
So like, it could be like very fucking well written, very well produced,
but it's not for me. It's too cheesy to me. That's too cheesy. You know what I'm saying? Like, a song like that's too cheesy. I would never listen to a song like that. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that, like, a song doesn't have to be good to be a smash. If that makes any sense.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, and you have to be able to recognize that. Like, you know what? This song isn't for me, but this song's gonna be big. Like, you have to be able to know that. Like, I feel like when you come to this stuff. All right. So we both have the Dream.
100%. Yeah.
All right. What was the next one? The Scott Storch and Manny Fresh one. I'm very interested to talk about.
Okay.
So I want you to go first. Not on who you think won. Did you get to watch the whole thing? Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah. I watched the whole thing. I got to rewatch the whole thing, actually. Mm-hmm. Very interesting battle, man. It's a weird pair, by the way.
See, I didn't get that either. I really didn't. And you know what? Correct me if I'm wrong. This is all I'm gonna say before I let you talk about anything. Scott Storch feels bigger to me than Manny Fresh, and that might not be true in terms of impact of the culture. You know what I mean? Like, and you have to think about it both ways. You know what I mean? Like, I know that Scott Storch has these monsters, but then you get, like, you know what I mean? Like, you still have to talk about how Manny Fresh and, you know, his sound impacted his area and how many people, you know, jumped off of that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the same thing. So, but I felt like that wasn't a good pairing either. Like, honestly, that's the best way I could say it.
That was that. This is probably the toughest one to judge, honestly. Because Scott has done so fucking much, bro. And all of that shit sounds different from the last. And that's what I was saying about Hit, right? Mm-hmm. Taking it back to the same thing. Is that the sheer talent of being able to jump in all of those pockets has to be recognized.
I mean, I 100% agree, and that's really what I gathered from what I was watching. You know, when and again, song placement matters so much, man. Yo, you're not gonna be able to counteract certain songs. You know, you're not gonna be able to hit, like, if Scott wants to play "Make It Rain" and then you want to hit back with like a Juvenile album cut, like that doesn't cut it. That's not it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, like, you have to understand, when he throws one of them big ones at you, throw one of your big ones at him. Throw it back. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like a lot of these guys would have benefited from kind of classifying their records. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like, I got like 5-7 monsters. You know what I mean? I got these other joints that are maybe underappreciated, still hit. You know what I mean? And you know, and I don't even know. Like, I wouldn't want to keep it in three pockets, but I want to keep it in like at least a space where I know 7 to 8 of my records that I know are smashes, whether I made them for somebody else or I made them, are the ones that I'm gonna hit back with. And you got to know which one to move with. You know what I mean? Like that's. I feel like the set list is a lot more interesting than these battles themselves, because if you put certain songs in different spots, how do you feel about all of these things?
It changes.
Right. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah. But I will say that I 100% agree with you on the Scott Storch shit, because the songs that I didn't realize he was the one who did, I was blown away. Like, I had no idea. Like, I mean, you know the lean backs. You know that he used to ghost for Dre. You know, around Chronic time or whatever. You know, and I saw an interview with him where he was talking about like how he kind of like pushed that Dre sound that they had of the G Funk before that into the new shit with the pianos and everything. And he's not wrong. Right. He's not wrong for that. You know what I mean? And I guess me myself, I didn't realize it, but until he said it, it all kind of makes sense, really.
Right.
So again, like when you hear this battle, Scott Storch against Mannie Fresh, off the top of my head, I'm like, Scott Storch got it.
Right.
You know, like he's got it, and it was a bad pairing because I think he did win. You know, I think he did win. You know, the other thing was too is he was fucking around with the piano too while he was on.
Yeah. Right. But here's a thing that must be said is that you pull Scott out of hip hop, it doesn't change that much. You pull Mannie out of hip hop, and it's way fucking different. So
what you're saying is like, all right, I think I get what you're saying. Like Mannie, like we were talking about, you can't deny the impact that Mannie had and how many people it like put on. Like it, you know, like it was a whole Cash Money sound for years. He had his own shit. He produced for everybody else, you know. I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. I'm really not gonna argue with you on that one.
Again, like all these people are gone if you pull Mannie Fresh out of the universe.
Right.
That doesn't happen if you pull Scott Storch out.
Right, because Dre is Dre, Fat Joe's Fat Joe. All these guys all these guys, and
already there.
Wow.
I mean, you don't get. Bling bling isn't even in our lexicon if you pull Mannie Fresh
100%. That's in diction. That's like in the dictionary, and it's like is accepted vernacular. Like that. Like that's exactly what it is, and that's crazy.
If we go a little further, we don't have City Girls or Meg Thee Stallion without Mannie Fresh.
Makes sense.
Like their sound,
they're in that pocket.
The beats,
subject matter.
The subject matter, the shit that you hear inside the beats, like that. Do it. That's all fucking Hot Boys, Cash Money. Well, you don't get real hot girl shit without Hot Boys.
Well, they were taking over for the 99 and 2000 Trills. I don't know if you know that. Do you know that? Did you know that? I didn't know that.
And by the way, I'm a huge Dre fan, bro. I put Dre's first 2 solo albums over any Juvie album, and I love 400 Degrees, but the shit still DRE does not top Back That Ass Up.
Come on, man. Back That Ass Up. Back That Ass Up is like one of those songs, like eventually it will be like accepted where people don't even like turn their face up and be played at like weddings, like everybody's wedding. You know, like come on, man. Like, you know, like.
So Scott played Still Dre at the end like it was murdering fucking Back That Ass Up, and it doesn't. To me, it just doesn't.
Look, again, that's not the song that I would play against that.
Song, but
I don't get why would you play that against that? You know what I mean? Like I'm not.
I guess they figure it's their biggest culturally significant.
So they agreed on that. They were like, "Yo, at the end, I'm gonna play Still DRE, and you gonna play Back That Ass Up." I would have been like, "That's not the nah." I'd be like, "I don't want to play that against that."
Yeah.
I'd play Lean Back Against Back That Ass Up and see what happens, and I still might not win. You know what I mean? But like that's at least closer in that way or whatever.
I don't even know if Scotty got one that beats Back That Ass Up.
Yeah, but like you said, it's just you know what? You're like swinging me the other way or whatever. I still think Scott Storch had the better collection of music, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But like like I was saying, and like you said, you can't discount Manny Fresh's cultural impact because there's so many people that don't get their start and their move that way. You're not wrong. For sure, you're not wrong at all. All right. Nah, that was a good one. You fucked me up on that one, honestly. All right. What who the fuck else battled this weekend? If we ain't settling this Bow Wow and Romeo drama, don't fucking bring these shits around anymore or whatever. These battles.
Bro.
What the fuck, man?
I heard somebody said Bobby Valentino and Pleasure P.
Get the fuck out of here. And you know what's crazy? Here's the worst part. I like Bobby Valentino's songs. I can't consider myself a Pleasure P fan because I didn't really like Pretty Ricky. You know what I mean? But I don't give a fuck about that. What the fuck? I was so mad when I saw that shit.
Bro, that's the shortest fucking battle, bro.
What songs y'all got?
Come on, bro.
What, you gonna play Mrs. Officer fucking 35 times, Lil Wayne? That's not even...
This we.
No, yeah, yo, did that, and what you gonna play Slow Down and run that shit back 12 times? I wasn't talking about that one. There was another one. There's something else that was good.
I mean, Lil Jon and
All right, go. So you can lead on this one because I like dipped in and out of this one.
I can't say too much about it except that's probably like the most evenly matched one that I saw.
Okay.
Like, I mean, both came at the same time. Sounds are kind of the same. Both kind of was on a lot of the same shit. Mm-hmm. Features with the same people. Mm-hmm. Like, every time somebody came with one, the other person came with one that was really fucking close. Mm-hmm. It was so evenly matched that it was just, like, funny watching them because they, like, made jokes the whole time.
But apparently this is something that, like, according to T-Pain, is something that they would do all the time. Like, where they would, like, go back and forth with their records, and, like, that's how they are, like, clowning each other and stuff like that. And that's kind of what, like, I didn't like to go back a little bit. I kind of didn't like about the Sean Garrett Dream shit, because that shit got snippy. Like, a little bit. You know, like...
It's kind of disconnected, right?
Yeah, like Sean Garrett was, like, was in his zone, whatever that was, or whatever, but I feel like the Dream was, like, he was, like, flexing on him a little bit, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Because he started going into this Jay-Z rant in the portion of it. I mean, I don't want to go back or whatever, but now I'm remembering all this. But, like, he went into this Jay-Z rant, and the Dream's like, the fuck you mean? Like, he's like this? Like, you pulled out the Rockefeller chain, and it was like, you mean this guy? Then he hit that, he hit the record on the J-Elect album, and I'm like, I just didn't get that one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so at least when these guys are fun, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it should be because we're having fun watching this. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's going... this shit ain't serious. This is all gonna try to squash barbershop talk if you really want to, like, think about it. You know what I'm saying? People have these arguments all day, every day across the country or whatever. You know what I mean? Across the world. Anybody who listens to hip-hop, they have these arguments about Timbo and Swiss and Hit Boy and Boy Wonder and, all these dudes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's nice to see that these shits get, one way or another, at least settled or seen. There's a way to, like, cope with everything that's going on. So everybody's jumping on the right shit. But I wanna actually talk about a record that Lil Jon played that I thought was a song that I used to love back in the day, but it was never a smash. And those types of records, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what, this song I really like it, and it's still not his biggest song or it's not the biggest song or whatever. And I was so surprised to find this out because I found shit out when I was watching it. I found shit out. Like that's the good thing about, like, old hip hop. Now that we're older, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my 30s now, and it's like I get to find out how I felt about shit when I was like 16, 17, 18 years old, 20 years old and shit. Like, how do I feel about that shit now? Do I still feel the same way? Is the song still dope? You know what I mean? Or is it just a song? But it was that Play No Games with Fat Joe and Trick Daddy. Yeah, yo.
Oh, yeah.
For the people that are listening, it's Little John featuring Fat Joe, Trick Daddy, Play No Games. There's a video for it, whatever. That's fine. But this is something that I knew, and I just didn't know that would have hit me this hard right at that point. Probably my favorite Little John record. When he hit this shit, I was going nuts or whatever. Was the Some Cut, that Trillville. I don't give a fuck where I am in the world. Like that shit is always gonna be hard, and that shit is always gonna go off.
It is.
I was like, yo, Lil Jon got all these records, and this Trillville record.
The one that pretty much just stayed in the hood, right? Is the one that's cracking off the most.
Yo. I loved it. The Some Cut part, when he played that, I was like, oh my God, I did not see that coming at all. He said he made...
Let's talk about how prolific the fucking bed string sound is, bro.
So, apparently, that's him in a rocking chair, and it's not that... When I heard that story, that shit made it all better. I was like, wow, this song is really... That's really, like, legit. That is legit one of the best hip-hop songs of all time. I challenge you to be at a party, hear that shit come on, and not see everybody go nuts that understands the song. That understands it. Youngsters won't get that shit. Right. You know what I mean? I can't believe I'm talking like that, but it's so true or whatever. Like,
it's true.
The young people aren't going to get that one. They're not getting that one. And that I got it, and I went crazy. That shit.
Yeah, man. I got some shit, man.
So who do you think won it? You tell me.
I actually think that one's a draw.
Okay. Too close to call.
My personal, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was like a couple misses on T-Pain's side, like the Lily Allen song and shit. That was a miss.
That's not going to hit with the people that are watching your IG live right there.
Right. That was a fucking miss. But then again, like, later on, T-Pain is like playing his drink songs and his bartender songs and all that, and Lil Jon just has shots. And shots is like, I get what it's for. It's for...
That's not gonna hit, but that's not gonna hit with us. That's not gonna hit with us.
Yeah.
That's not what we didn't tune into a Lil Jon song for that. You know what I mean? Like, how many times did he play Youngbloods? Did he play Damn?
He did play Damn.
Okay.
He did play Damn.
Okay. And wait. Knuck If You Buck. That ain't him, right? No.
I don't think Knuck.
No, it's Crime Up. All right, no, it's Crime Up.
Yeah. But there was some shit that, Lil Jon got some shit. Like, I was sitting there and I'm like, yo, is he gonna play this fucking East Side Boy shit with Ice Cube? Like, if he would have played that.
Damn, I think I remember that record. What's the name of that?
I forget the name, but it's that y'all niggas can't fuck with my clique, ho, that one.
Oh, yeah. All right, I know what you're talking about. All right.
So that is so crazy.
He didn't play that?
Nah, I ain't play that.
Damn. Okay.
He ain't played B.I. If he would have played B.I.
Damn.
He would have played B.I. If he would have let that ring off.
Oh, damn, he didn't play that?
He ain't play that.
What's happening then? Like, what? See, this is my set. Like, this is my problem with this set list, and this is your music. Why you don't get how we feel about it? Because I started to feel like that with Hit too, where I was like, yo, like, where are the records? Like, go off, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? And then he started later on, he got into the Travis records and shit. And I was like, finally, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost like you waited to be down 3-1 before you started playing good. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you know what it's like to be an artist, right? It's like,
it's true.
You have songs, right?
That are close to this point, yep.
Like, I think that was alright, and somebody else is telling you like, "What, bro? That shit go crazy."
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. I guess you're right about that too. Yeah, I would hope that I would know my music better. I just feel like the theme of all these battles that I watch was people not putting the right songs against the right songs.
Yeah.
And it was littered all over these shits. Who the fuck else was it? So wait, you said who in this one? You said it's a draw.
I think it's a draw.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lean Lil Jon's side because he played Some Cut and he played Play No Games, and I didn't see that coming, and I was like, whoa, I was like, wow, he kind of like hit me out of left field. Like I knew I'm Sprung and Bartender, I knew all those, But yeah, I'm gonna lean that way. Yeah, I think Lil Jon got that one. But you're right. That was probably the most surprisingly close one that people didn't see coming.
Yeah.
So, Johnson, Austin, and
Neo. Unfortunately, I didn't even see it.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't see this one either, and I just gotta be honest with you. I didn't need it.
Right.
All right, so we don't have to cover it for that long, cause.
And I mean, just based off of what I know that Jonte has produced some really fucking dope songs.
And that's what I got out of it when I saw the playlist after. I was like, holy shit. Like, I was like, I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like, Tidal has all the playlists of them after. Like, goes right on the site. And I had no idea.
Right. His songs are insane. And
yeah.
I like Neo, but I kind of lean more to his side.
Mm-hmm.
So, I haven't seen it, so I can't really judge it, but...
I haven't seen it at all, but I've listened to the music, and I'm just going to keep my opinion to myself, and we can keep it moving. You want to talk about this album?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
All right, so basically, guys, part of the format is going to be stuff like that, where we're going to be touching on stuff that's going on, you know, within the culture, you know, for the week or whatever, but it's really more, we're going to be doing one album per episode. And I know that the album has come out. It's been out for what now? A month? Do you want to say a month? It feels like a year.
It does, but actually, I was already not. How long has coronavirus hit us, bro?
Bro, no, it's been here longer than that. But we don't want to turn this into something different or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
I just want to point out how immaculate his timing is to let this album go after this crisis hit. So, however long the crisis has been going is how long this album's been.
You're starting to take some of the words right out of my mouth. Somehow, a man who hasn't been able to put out a project with anticipation on it for, let's be frank, 10, 12, 15 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Still was able to put out an album where I felt it was effective when it dropped at the time as well. It was like right at the beginning of it, because his listening session, I had passes to his listening session and they fucking canceled it. Like right before, like they were just like, you can't. It was in Brooklyn. You're not gonna like cram all those people and then think about the people waiting outside. Because I've been on the other side of that shit where you show up, you know, with the RSVP for the listening session and they're like, yo, that shit is booked. One time I thought I was getting into 444 and I might as well have just like not even left. Yeah, that shit was crazy. At the 40-40 when he dropped that, me and my boy tried to go or whatever. And we never got in. Nowhere near getting in. We were outside the door, like down the block, and they were like, yo, don't even try. Like, and I was just like, what the fuck? All right. Well, anyway, yes. So as far as timing goes, you're right. So we're talking clearly about the J Electronica.
Right.
Featuring Jay-Z album.
Right.
It's called Written Testimony. You know, I feel like it played a lot too. Like I wasn't anticipating it because I had already given up. You know what I mean? As far as that, like I'm just like, drop it when you drop it. I don't care. Like I'll listen to it the day it comes out, but I'm not gonna be sitting there waiting for it.
Right.
It came out at a good time. Like I was working like overnight that night. It came out like at midnight. Got a chance to like drive home from far, listen to it, really digest it at that point. Really digest it later on with more listenings and things like that. And I'll just start I think the album is great. I really don't have issues with the things that other people have issues with this album. And what I mean by that is oh, this isn't a Jay Electronica album. This is a Jay-Z feature. You know, listen. I take music as I get it. I have stripped my expectations before I even listened to this because I wasn't waiting for it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like at whatever point. If Jay-Z helped him fill the gaps in between where he needed help, great. What I'm taking this as is a, 10, 11, 12 song album?
Right.
I'm taking it as an album that I listened to 9 of those songs, 10 of those songs. I believe if I listen to it, you know, and that's a really good album. Now, the other thing that I walked away with is this. Jay-Z's the best to ever do it, and I don't even want to talk about this shit no more, man. Like, I really don't, man. I really don't want to talk about it until you have someone that you can bring up that can even like duplicate half of what this man is doing at this age. And this is coming from a guy who wanted Jay-Z to stop rapping years ago, because I kind of wanted him to pack it in. I didn't want to see Jordan on the Wizards.
Right.
Somehow I'm not watching Jordan on the Wizards. I'm watching LeBron on the Lakers. Like I don't get it, man. I really don't understand how someone this old, I mean in age, you know what I mean? Right. I'm not trying to be like disrespectful, in age,
but also in the game for this amount of time,
and can rap this well, shift culture this way, make it still stand still when you drop your shit or whatever, so everybody listens or whatever. So a lot of people have problems with the involvement of Jay-Z on it. Jay-Z starts the album. I'm not taking it that way. I'm choosing not to take it that way because it doesn't bother me. I'm not a Jay Electronica fan per se. You know what I mean? Like, I know the man can rap. Every time he drops a song, I listen to it. Most of the time, them shits are hot. You know, like I really don't have any expectations of what this man's debut album was supposed to sound like. So I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it. Go ahead.
Again, whatever people have, whatever problems people have, and I've read some of them, and they're fucking baffling. Mm-hmm. Like, JLX never given you an album. Ever. So, to be upset that there's somebody featuring on it kind of doesn't make sense to me. You don't know what Jay Electronica is or what he wants to be. He could go the rest of his career, if he puts out any more albums, with features on the albums. We don't know what his plan. What if his next plan is it's going to be Erykah Badu on all the songs? We don't fucking know. We have no idea. So that gripe is just coming from people that's just over Hov. But Hov's had to deal with that for like 20 years of people just being like, yo, I'm tired of hearing this nigga talk. And I'm sure Jay knew that would be a critique.
That's fine, but I think you're right though, like in what you're saying about like people, like they're projecting whatever their expectations are on what you wanted from this album, and it's like, man, he doesn't owe you. That man owes you nothing. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't owe you anything to make anything the way you want it to be or whatever. If he felt in his heart that this was the way to make this album, and it finally came out, and it's dope. Don't even get it twisted. It's dope. Don't even get it twisted. You know,
like it kind of like I'm kind of confused on like why anybody thinks a nigga that took more than a decade to put out his album even gives a fuck what people say about it.
It's clear that he doesn't.
And it can't be any more obvious that he does not care what anybody thinks about how he moves or when he moves. It's just great.
I mean, and I think that that's sort of the allure of him too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like a guy who beats, you know, walks to the beat of his own drum and shit. You know what I mean? Like, people have been like calling for this album before the internet. Basically, like really before the internet. Like, and he still doesn't like, he doesn't move. Like, he just does what he does, and he does it when he does it. So like, it's oh my God, like the more and more that I listen to this album, the more and more impressed I become with Jay-Z though. Like really, seriously, man. Like, and this is coming from somebody that's gonna tell you full-fledged that he's my favorite rapper. And I also, before 444 came out, did not want him to make any more music. Until 444 came out, that's when I really feel like I connected with Jay-Z on a level that I'd never had before, because he talked about things that made him just like us. We never saw that before. You know, like even in the songs that were very personal, those were on street levels that's not for everybody. Those are, you know, street guys. You know, the situations that he was talking about on 444 are all things that regular men, regular people go through. For the first time in my life, I felt like I'm connecting with Jay-Z on a level like I felt those things that you said. And you obviously feel them because you said that, and we're the same on that. So strip away the money, strip away all that shit. For the first time, I connected with him as a person. You know what I mean? Because I always just thought he was fucking cool about what he was rapping or whatever, and that's true too. That's still not wrong.
Right.
But like, and it's just like to see him continue to like beat these fucking bars down. Like it's crazy, man. Like the triple entendres that he's talked about on other songs or whatever. He finally fucking closed out on this album. The OJ line. You gonna make me turn back into the OJ. Okay, OJ's these backstabbers gonna make me turn into the OJ.
Bro.
Backstabbers, OJ. Who else stabs backs? OJ. He's talking about his own shit when he stabbed Un. That's crazy to me, man. Like, that's crazy.
Insane, bro. It's the intellect that it takes to write at his level is insane.
Triple entendres, don't even ask me how. Yo, he said this shit in songs before he did the shit. Like, that's the feeling that I get walking away. And it fucking makes me feel like, I feel like if this man was in his right state of mind, Kanye West should be punching air right now. Because that could be Watch the Throne 2 right there, easily, man. Like, you could have easily, you know what I mean? Like, and I am not trying to diminish Jay Electronica because he did rap his ass off on this album. In fact, the song that he has alone, the one where he starts in, I believe he starts in, oh God, what's the language? He raps in a few different languages in that song.
Yeah, a few different languages in that song.
Right. That's the best. That's to me. I gotta look it up. That to me is the best one on the album on his end. Like, that's where I was like, oh shit. Like, you know, he's rapping his ass off on this one or whatever. What is it?
That might have been
Fruits of the Spirit. Fruits of the Spirit.
Oh, okay.
That Ezekiel's Wheel is like.
That's crazy.
The blinding is great because you get Travis to get on there, and I feel like that worked with everybody. Like, what are the songs that you, like of them that you feel like you didn't connect with, that you missed on? Like, I'm looking at them now, and I'm like, I have one that really doesn't, like, I'm good on.
I honestly don't have one.
None. Okay.
I like it top to bottom. I mean, I could kind of skip the last song. Because, I mean, it's like the most surface level song. It's just about missing people that passed. So, like, after I listened to it a couple of times, I, like, collected everything already, you know? It's not like a lot of shit to digest and...
All these other songs, these guys... See, that's the other thing, too. Like, I'm glad you brought that up. There's a lot of intricate rapping going on in this album. Like, not regular rapping. You know what I mean? Like... These guys are rapping about things that you have to, like, read about. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, I'm still unpacking. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still pulling out, like, I'm like, oh shit, that's what he meant. You know, and that's always kind of what I've appreciated about Jay before or whatever, but that's exactly what this is. So go ahead.
I think a lot of people's problem with the album is that they don't understand it. And there's an audience of people that want to get it the first time around. They don't want to have to go and read and figure out what this means. But, like, I mean, we've been around for a while, you know what I'm saying? So we can remember 5% of rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, we remember Wu-Tang talking 5% Nation shit.
Right.
So, and I mean, even further than that, like, we're Jersey dudes. So we had... Lakim Shabazz and Poor Righteous Teachers, and like we had a mix of that in our hip hop already. So to see Jay Elect kind of bringing it back to that, and he's literally like the one standing dude that anybody's talking about that's like including the 5% Nation shit in his music,
right?
And allowing Jay to finally be able to go back to that. Because Jay used to do it with Jaz-O, but now he has this dude that he could go back to his roots with.
And at this point, who's going to tell Jay no on that?
Right. And plus, Jay Electronica gets to, like, floss a little bit, too. Like, he's not, like, the flossy rapper, but since he has Jay there with him, he gets to, like, kind of show that shit off a little bit.
Right.
And that's dope, too. Like the I bet you a Rothschild, I get a bang for my dollar like that. Like,
It's a tough line.
bro,
It's a tough line, man. That's a tough line right there. That's one of those ones that, like, off the rip, I was like, all right, that's a tough line. I was like, all right, yo. I was like, oh, like those memes. Oh, he's spitting. This motherfucker's spitting. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's the one that I was like, okay. I was like, like you back in the, like you. All right, look. It's clear that Jay-Z out-rapped Jay Electronica on this album, okay? But that shouldn't be taken in any way, you know what I mean? Because how many more guys can out-rap Jay on that in that same pocket, in that platform like that? Who's gonna outdo him right there? How many? You can count them on a hand. Yeah, you can count them on a hand and have fingers left over, like type
Bro,
shit.
if you put a Hove on a 12-track album with Eminem or a 12-track album with Kendrick, they not beating Hove down on every song. It's not happening.
Nope.
And we know the Renegade shit, but like put him on 12 tracks with Hove.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening every 12
And be
tracks.
spitting that fast ass goofy shit.
It's not happening every 12 tracks.
Nah. It's just because Jay's got the other thing too, man. It just sound cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. It is what it is, man. But I mean, overall, to me, at this point, amongst hip hop heads anyway, I think some people gonna have to come around. You know what I'm saying? It's dudes that are like real fucking rap junkies and kind of nerdy, to be honest,
and not fucking with.
So
yeah,
I mean, but like people were so nerdy that they wanted 12 Exhibit C's.
That's not gonna happen.
And
did Just even get a record on this?
No Just, which is weird, really weird. But no Just Blade.
That is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
That's strange. I know.
Yeah. That is strange. And everything, like when I'm looking this up on Tidal, it says like producer Jay Electronica. We got Swiss Beats, A-Rab, Hit Boy. That Alchemist one, that Never Ending Story. That shit is, oh man. I was like, come on, man. It's time to start talking about. See, if we want to talk about beat battles, I need to see the Alchemist against a few people, man, because those records connect with me in a big, big way. Those Mobb Deep records and those other records and those Jadakiss records that he has, yo, like when Jada dissed 50 on I'm an Animal on that Alchemist beat, that's like, my God, yo, like I saw that shit at Summer Jam and I know every single word to that diss. I think the next show we should do, and we should like center like a little discussion about, is like some of the best diss records. You know what I mean? We're gonna throw out Hit 'Em Up and all that shit or whatever. You know what I mean? Because those are like understood. Other ones like that, like that Jadakiss freestyle over that Alchemist beat. Yeah, that's like one of my favorite. Or like Beanie against Jada and how that shit is like a tie, and I'll never in my life be able to switch that shit over to who I thought won. Both of them guys is barring each other to death. All right. Anyway, yeah, it says a lot of Jay Electronica on here. No ID, Fruits of the Spirit, Jay Electronica producer. I'm gonna have to really pull up the real credits to find out who did what. But yeah, I don't think Just Blaze was involved in this album at all.
Right.
Very strange.
And I don't know, man. I mean, there has always been this thing going. I mean, you saw it on what was that, like Fade to Black and shit, and like Hov being like, just like, what the fuck, like make some beats. So I mean, it could just be that Just is one of the artists that when he's in the pocket and he's feeling it, he is, and when he's off, he's just off.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm just glad that it didn't slow down the album, nothing, or any further.
Well, again, that's why I think Jay is involved with this album. I think that they had like these songs that Jay Elect may have recorded, and he probably works on his own time, and Hov might have been like, yo, I could just feel this shit.
I'm filling the blanks, right? That's what I think too. It feels like that to me too. Like, yo, I will fill this shit in right now or whatever and get the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like, Yeah, I mean that's also the I think I don't want to say competitor, but like the creator in him too, because I get mad sometimes. Like if I come to your session and I hear some shit and I'm not on it, and I'm like, damn, this shit is dope. I want to get on this shit. You know what I mean? So like, I think Jay was sitting there like, yo, let me fill in these blanks, and also like, I got some shit, to talk on these things. So I mean, it worked out great. I like the album. I really do, man. I really do, honestly. So like,
for incredible album.
Yeah, for something that was so anticipated, something that I wasn't like waiting for or anything like that. I just like it, man. I really do. So. Well, damn, we made it at an hour. I said keep this shit at 45 to 50 or whatever. We're at
so I think we almost at 110 then.
Nah, all right. So are you? So answer me this one: are you recording your 2C Slide TikTok tonight or tomorrow? Is that it?
That shit's not gonna happen. That shit's not gonna happen.
Can someone explain TikTok to me? Because I still don't.
Hey, yo, I got so bored over this quarantine shit that I downloaded the app, bro.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can't, bro. Yeah, I can't, bro. Every time I open it up, no disrespect to anybody, but
whatever. Everybody's having fun the way they are. So I don't care what you're doing as long as you're fucking inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me,
but
just...
it's mostly just dancers and like really, really bad jokes, and...
The thing is if I gotta do this dance, I gotta, 1, practice it a long time. 2, also make it seem like I'm not counting in my head when I'm trying to do these dances and shit like that. Because y'all could tell, like if somebody's like,
yeah. But I mean, a lot of them are doing that.
See, but that's the problem. I would never do it. Until I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not pulling up. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna do that something new challenge if I can't completely destroy that shit.
You don't have the advantage of being like a 12-year-old white girl. It's like, yo, she counting, but it's alright, it's cute. It's not gonna be cute when you count.
No, right. And then the other problem is that internet bullies. They'll take that and they'll be like, look at this goofy. And it'll be my own friends. That's the bullshit too. It'll be like the people that'll leak that shit will be the people that I really like hold close to myself or whatever. It won't even be, because the people other than that will just walk right past that shit. It'll be my boys that be like, I'm about to screenshot this shit and send it.
That shit gonna be on Twitter.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, exactly. This is like another portion of it. Like, do you hate your friends? I do sometimes. I really do. All right, well, I guess, this was a good first one, man. We're going to try to do this weekly. So many albums that came out, like I've been listening to and stuff. So, we'll try to coordinate best we can, whether it's going to be, a whole episode of, breaking down music that just came out, things that are going on or around one specific album, whatever that is, whatever that looks like, we're kind of playing it by ear. So, for anybody that's checking this out, thank you for checking it out. We'll have the info in any information on YouTube or anything like that. Any info box will have the information on where to follow us and stuff like that. Matter of fact, Trills, tell them where to follow you. Tell them what you got going on. Plug some shit that you got going on right now.
So I'm Trilly Trails on everything. Please don't put a fucking Z on.
It's an S. It's an S. It's an S. Yeah, you know what? If that Z was there, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, and it's thinking, I mean, since we end this whole shit right now and everybody's like kind of looking for something else to do and people are home and people streaming shit and all of that, I have the collaborative album with my boy Dollar Ben, the Trip Dollar album that will be coming on the 5th of next month. And I just been writing so much, bro, that once I get out of here and we could book studios, I'm like nailing it all in. So there'll be a lot to talk about. But Trilly Trails on all of the platforms. Just don't look for me on Facebook because my aunts and uncles are on that shit.
Don't do Facebook. I'm sorry. I mean, even though we do Instagram, that's the same shit or whatever, same sort of platform. But yeah, can't do it either. It just smells like dudes with cell phone holsters. No, honestly, guys, make sure that you check Trills out. Big supporter of his music. Always, on the cutting edge of making shit around here. That doesn't sound like everybody else. So just make sure you check all that out. I mean, this is a great first episode.
I think so.
Knocked it out pretty well. You know, I'm sure there's like 12 other beat battles. So what are the other beat battles that are up? Did I see Babyface versus Teddy Riley?
And Teddy trying to get us to pay for it or something like
No,
that.
thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. See, then you're doing too much. I don't need to know that answer that bad. I watched that shit on IG maybe or whatever, you know what I mean? But I ain't paying for that shit.
No, that ain't even what this was about, bro.
Here's one. Trippie Redd versus who's the person that he's battling? There's somebody that he's gonna see. Hold on. I'm looking it up.
This really happening?
It's supposedly. I mean, everybody's battling everybody. Like I said, if y'all ain't trying to settle this Bow Wow versus Romeo debate, then I don't know what y'all doing with these IG battles, man. Like, for real, man. Like, what's happening, bro? IG battles happening live. All right, whatever. It's Trippie Redd and somebody else that is pretty. I was just trying to make a joke or whatever. But yeah. But yeah, so we'll be back next week or this week, you know, depending on what's going on. It's not like we can go outside or anything like that, right?
No.
It's fucking trash. All right, yo. For Jay, Trills, we out of here.
Yeah.